Welcome, everyone. Welcome, one, welcome all, back to the podcast. Yeah, yeah, we've been busy. I think both of us, I suppose, and I have been on a little holiday to Anglesey, which is very nice. Lots of coastal walks, lots of sunshine for this pale skin. Um, yeah, lots of doggies. Yeah, Factor 50 was worn every day. I assure you. Always be safe, kids. Wear sunscreen. Great for the skin. Um, but yeah, I cut my little handsy, but that is quite healed up now, which is good. And it's only a little mark. I don't know if you can see it, but only a little mark now. Yeah, yeah, stab wound. But yeah, I was being kind of not very safe carrying an oven to the tip, and yeah, there's a sharp bit on the end that just kind of caught me when I was chucking it in. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to blame the guy at the tip, but I blame the guy at the tip. His fault. It has to be someone else's fault. Uh, but yeah, I should have worn gloves at the end of the day. Yeah. But yeah, you live and you learn. I think these things are sent to us. It was like Doomsday Week, 2 weeks back or something. Like my auntie broke her ankle. My cousin has burned all of her leg with like boiling water. I slashed myself. My granddad was in hospital. It's like, oh god, okay, just relax. Uh, yeah, but all kind of not major things, but they're just all little kind of things just all build up, don't they? It's just like, right, universe, time for a little break here. Yes, likes throwing some oily balls at us now and again. Oily. But yes, how have you been coping in these past couple of weeks? Loaded question. Yeah, distraction. Yeah, and Uno. Yeah. Uh, yeah. It's just always an ongoing thing, isn't it? Just there's no one fix. It just needs to be a continued cycle of coping and trying new things. Yeah. Yes. But yeah. Oh yeah. I don't really have to deal with my eyebrows. I just have to pluck the monobrow in the middle. Anyway. No, it's not very attractive. But yes, it's okay. If you're a listener and you have a monobrow, it's beautiful. Everyone else who has a monobrow, no. But yeah, we've been looking forward to doing this podcast, and we're looking forward to getting a lot of things out of our chest, and unloading. So, without further ado, I think we should jump into it before it's turned into a 5 hour event. I know, yes. Yes. The main headline news, this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of something you just expect. She's always there because she's the only monarch we've ever known in our lifetimes, and the only monarch like my mum has ever known. It's like she's been monarch such a long time that you just kind of accept she's just always there, protected. But yeah, it's all felt so sudden as well because like we understand that she was kind of dealing with some health issues over the past few weeks and stuff, mobility and all this stuff, but she still looked quite sprightly, even 2 days before her death. um, but what can you do? That she was 96 at the end of the day, so and yeah, yeah, and she's just had an amazing life. So and she's affected so many people and been an inspiration to a lot of people as well. Um, but yeah, it's just we're entered a period of mourning as a nation and the world, I suppose. It's plastered all over the news and any kind of media source you look at, it's there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like even though she is the symbol of like ultimate privilege and royalty, that she's still somehow relatable to everyone in the world. Um, and yes, it will be a tragic loss. Um, I know there'll be a king's speech, so that will fill the void. Yes. I saw his first address. Yeah, I haven't seen his full kind of swearing in ceremony that happened today as we record this, a few hours ago. So he is officially King Charles III now. Um, not a great kind of legacy with the previous Charles. I think one was a drunkard and one dissolved Parliament, but like hundreds of years ago. Yeah. He wanted to rule the land himself. But yeah, third time lucky, they say. Yeah. Yeah. He's a bit more of a he kind of gets involved a bit more with kind of politics and activism and kind of situations that a lot of people think the royals just should stand back away from and not kind of have any input. So yeah, he's a bit more controversial in that side. Whereas you look at the Queen and she was very much perfect. You cannot fault her one single bit. Um, oh yeah, she just kind of gave herself to it. It's very admirable in this day and age. Yeah. I didn't actually realize that Philip was her cousin. That's a bit weird. Yeah. That's bloody yeah. Prince Philip was her cousin. When it comes to royals, it's anything's on the table. No, but I was just like reading all the history of the monarchs and stuff, and I just saw that bit. I was like, okay, that's interesting. You learn something new every day. Keep it in the family. Yeah, I suppose that's just kind of what tradition is with the royals. Going back all that time. Got to keep the royal blood. um, but yeah, Yeah. I think he gave an interview and said, "Oh yes, I'm not going to be an activist anymore after I get sworn in because it's completely different like position." But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the man is 74 or something now, so how long can we realistically expect him to be the ruler? Um, they do, yes. They do have the best healthcare and the stress-free life. Well, I don't want to say stress-free because it is quite a task. Yeah, yeah. There's just really not much else anyone can add. It's sad that you can't really say, "Oh, yeah, I'm so bored of it now," because it's like you just have to be sad. You have to be sad. But yeah, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. We've got a new king sworn in
Yeah.
today, and the funeral will take place for Queen Elizabeth II
Yeah.
in next week or something like that. So I'll be tuning in for a little bit of that, if not the whole thing. Um, but I think it's going to be like a bank holiday or something. That's what the rumor is.
I mean, to be
So,
fair, she was the longest reigning monarch, so it's like, yeah, have a day off.
it is quite a big deal.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. I think a lot of the younger generation, myself included, and I imagine yourself as well, um, it's it's hard to sort of connect with it, I guess, because we've grown up in such a world that isn't really revolved around it. But
Yeah.
it's still good to notice it as an important thing.
Yeah, very much like from the 90s onwards, a generation of like expanding your horizons and questioning everything. But you can still kind of respect the traditions and stuff that
Yeah.
has been in place and that have inspired your parents and ancestors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, important,
Mm.
important stuff.
Good stuff.
But yeah, it's been a full week of change, hasn't it? If obviously Liz Truss is the new PM
Big
at
old
the moment.
Bojo is gone!
Bojo is gone.
Fuck for that.
We have a new one, but not by election, but just by kind of default inside the Conservative Party.
I mean, what do you think of Liz Truss?
I think she's all right. She's a bit of a flip flopper. I think she used to be a Liberal Democrat, and she used to be, very against Brexit and a Remainer and all these things. But she kind of changes the tune all the time. Just goes with the flow. I think she's. I mean, she's announced like a price cap on the average energy bills and stuff, which
I
is
find
quite a good thing.
Really funny because the price cap is originally 1,957, I believe, and now she's bumped it up to $2,500.
Yeah.
How does that help people, you silly bitch?
I know. It's just kind of helping the fact that it won't go up to $5,000 or whatever the stupid figure that they were. But it's like,
and that's only
still
till 2024,
like, though. Yeah. And it's not like people are going to get any relief from this.
No, it's like, oh yeah, no, we've
something.
helped people. It's like,
yeah.
have you? Have you?
Yeah. It's like the average person will not see any benefit. Well, they'll just see just a lessening of the increase of profits of these companies, and I don't know.
They're all.
It's just a shit.
It is. It's utter crap. The weird thing is like, I don't know. How has it affected like you in your position and kind of your home and how you live your life and stuff? Have you had to make any changes or?
Yeah. Bye. We've always been very much. You don't waste anything. We used to shop around like Morrison's and stuff, but we can't afford to do that anymore. It's like literally Lidl and Asda. We just, I say that's our food is probably like we've changed where we get that from. We can't, be roped into getting things from expensive supermarkets. Like I don't even know how people can do that anymore.
No.
We shop at Booths every week. No.
Ow.
You get the same apples and the same bananas from Lidl.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we've never been very wasteful. It's always use what you need and have it switched off if you don't need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just kind of working within our means with that. It's all right so far, but like the worst of it is yet to come, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, it's definitely been strange.
Yeah. How has it affected your household?
It's weird, right? Because for the longest time, you sort of don't think about having your TV or your monitor on standby or kind of, stuff just left on in the background. Now I turn every plug off before I go to bed. I'm like not leaving anything on. I have to use that sparingly. Yeah. So
it's like amazing. I didn't realize that like in the US they don't actually have switches on the plugs, so that the old plugs are live, so they had to literally like unplug things. I didn't realize that was a thing.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who does that?
It's apparently British things have a switch on your plug.
We think of these things. We're just.
I know. We're just so good.
We're just so amazing.
But yeah, it's amazing how many like people I hear like who just had no like regards about wastage of like energy or water or something like oh yes, I just put a wash on for one t-shirt. It's like why would you even do that anyway?
Yeah, no.
And leave the tap running while you're brushing your teeth and going out doing your everything.
Yeah.
Like no.
That's something that I used to do. I used to just leave it on while I was brushing my teeth. Now it's like, turn it off, brush my teeth.
Yeah.
After I'm finished, then I'll turn it on. It's crazy.
I think,
you didn't think of it.
Yeah, we were kind of brought up in a kind of state of mind where energy and stuff like that wasn't even mentioned. It was just like took for granted completely.
Yeah.
We weren't really aware that it was going to. It could run out, or it is like a finite resource. It's just kind of accepted that it's always going to be there. But we have to definitely have that open-mindedness and discussions about these kind of things now.
Yeah, it's crazy when you go into the shop and you try and buy anything anymore. Like the prices have just gone whoop.
I know, yeah. Just any kind of eating out or treats are just very much rationed these days.
Do you know what's funny is I was with a mate last week and we got like a takeaway from like I think it was an Indian. We got like a curry. And they're expensive. They were expensive before. There's nothing new there. Jesus Christ. It was ridiculous. And we didn't even get a lot. It was crazy. Yeah. I'm like, what? When? What? One curry is 20 quid? What the fuck? How did this happen?
I know. Yeah. It just makes me so happy that I can... I'm fairly decent at cooking and stuff, and so I can make that same curry for a fraction of the price.
I can make it. I'm just lazy. But I need to stop being lazy now and start fucking cooking. But even then, getting the ingredients is still like now. It's like a takeaway before is what it costs to make something yourself now.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
It is. It's just ridiculous because it just has a knock-on effect with everything, with the price of energy.
Yeah.
It's just that's how they transport food everywhere, so that's going to increase your food and that's going to increase the supermarket prices, and because they've got to use refrigerators and everything, so it all stems from this. So I just hope it can get under wraps. I don't really understand where this is all coming from. Like obviously there's the war, but I thought we only got 5% of gas or something from Russia. But
it's funny that now.
I haven't seen just a 5% increase in prices of fuel. It's like 150.
Yeah, I was like
rising.
I think we went out for me and Niall went out for a drive the other day, and Jesus Christ, fuel prices now are crazy. I think the cheapest we got was like 20 quid, was like just under half a tank.
Right.
Which before, didn't know. But now's car's very small. Like, it's not like a big car, so it doesn't need a lot of fuel. But like, it would cost like 50 quid to fill it up, whereas before it would cost like 35, if that.
Yeah, I mean that's good. 50 quid to fill up. I think I put 15 quid's worth in it. It was just like a quarter of a tank around here. It's like I think it's like 167 for petrol.
And the one we went to was like 169.
I think in Anglesey where I was, it was 159 or something, 0.9. I was like, wish I had brought my car here, but then why would you drive that long just to save that much?
Well, would you really be saving it when you're driving back as well?
I know, you just literally spent it all by the time you got back.
It's
it's got a full tank.
It's fucking crazy. I don't get it.
Like, it's not reflective of what the wholesale prices, whatever you're paying at the pump. Like, and it's like Shell and stuff used to be the most expensive. Now they're about the same as Asda or Morrison's or Tesco. Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
On the topic of Shell, have you seen that fucking stupid advert? I think it's on YouTube that keeps coming up. The stupid bloody woman that's fucking crying like, "We don't have time to fill up. We're gonna be late." Or something. It's so annoying.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It keeps playing. I'll send it to you later. It's awful.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That was a random thing to go off on a tangent on, but it's so fucking irritating. Adverts are stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why not?
Especially watching them on a PlayStation or something where you can't block the adverts or anything.
I know.
It's incessant and it's ridiculous, and they want you to buy premium.
Yeah. No.
But fuck. No.
I can't afford anything anymore.
I know.
But yeah,
I would love to, but it used to be, you didn't get adverts on PlayStation.
Yeah, I know.
But that is the time we're living in.
Yes, but other than fuel and food and all of that stuff, and obviously electrics and stuff, what else do we think that Liz Truss is going to actually keep a word on? Because I don't think there's much.
I don't know. I feel like she's going to have a plan for everything, but it's just she's not going to have time to see anything through because it's only 2 years until the next election.
Yeah,
so,
I think Labour are currently in the lead in polls and stuff, but I mean,
that
doesn't mean
so she can announce what she likes and make it seem like she's the best kind of. She'll do a lot of pledging and not a lot of doing, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Anything's better than what we had.
Yeah, dear God.
The lying and what do you think Bojo's kind of legacy will be?
Prick.
Will you think highly of him or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's he's a fucking arsehole.
It's so obvious.
I hope he never. The sad reality of it is he's still going to be in politics. It doesn't matter, but he's an arsehole.
Yeah.
He was a prick. He lied constantly to the public, broke his own laws. He's left a legacy which he has trashed the Tory party. Admittedly, they are all trash anyway. Sorry if you vote for them, but. I mean, all the government is shit, but him in particular, Boris really showed his true colours through COVID and everything else, the mishandling of all of that, closing the government down and just making his own rules. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, his legacy will just be that he was a liar, and
I hope so.
Yeah, you can't really get barefaced lying as well. I know all politicians lie about certain things, but. Even when he's shown the evidence, shown a video, shown everything, he'll still continue with it. Oh no!
When he got shown the fucking picture, someone had tinsel on their neck, and he was sitting in the middle of hosting a quiz. He was like, "I consider it a business meeting." It's like, oh fuck off! But he has now, so that's great.
Did you hear his ill-timed remark? I know it's kind of taken out of context, but he was like, "If you buy a new kettle, you can save £10 a year on your energy bill."
What a fucking
wow, is that really all the solution you have to offer?
He's a fucking idiot. He's a complete moron that didn't know what he was doing. I think, I mean, I watched his good farewell, I'm off now, thanks for having me.
That's it, folks.
And it was like watching a fucking pity party. It was like, oh, everyone's been so unfair to me. No, they haven't. You were a fucking idiot. You got the entire Tory party to turn against you, Boris. Do you know how hard that is to do? You have to be a proper asshole. They're evil anyway. You had to be more.
How many votes of no confidence did we have, or scandals? And...
There needs to be something put in place for stuff like that. You can't just keep having no votes of confidence. And oh no, can't have one for a year. No.
I know.
This man.
All these kind of shackles and restraints are just madness.
I know. He's the first Prime Minister to break his own laws. He's the first Prime Minister to do a lot of bad things. And it's I
know.
I
feel like it just wouldn't fly 50 years ago, but
no.
We're just British. We don't really give a fuck. So.
We're British. We don't care anymore. Just give us back Gavin
we'll
and
just
Stacey.
Kind of accept everything that's happening to us and be moan about it, but won't do anything.
Yeah. Just give us back Gavin and Stacey. That's all we ask.
Yeah, come on, give the people what they want.
Yes. But
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, I mean, there's been other kind of news events, but like literally, those three things have just trumped everything else.
Yeah,
it seems.
Those have been the main three.
And I think they will be the main three for the next few weeks because other news doesn't exist when Royal dies.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. There's no more war in Ukraine. There's no more anything else. It's just this.
It's crazy. It feels like the war in Ukraine has just like no one's talking about it anymore. If they are, it's being suppressed to fuck.
I think the last I heard, like Zelensky's announcing kind of victories and gains, like getting little pieces back. But at the start, it was like nuclear war is imminent any second. It's going to be horrendous, and now it's just it's just happening. Nothing we can do about it. Let's just let it roll on until they all run out of steam.
It's crazy. I don't know. I don't quite understand it myself, but we've talked about Ukraine a lot. And I mean,
Putin.
It's
Putin.
just happening. It's going to keep happening as well. It's not going to end anytime soon. Let's be real.
No, they're kind of in too deep at this point.
But I don't know. It just feels like a lot of lives being wasted on something so pointless.
I know. And America and the rest of the world is kind of pumping all the money into Ukraine, which obviously is right to do that. But we've all have to think about the problems at home as well. Like that money could, help a family from being kicked out of their, accommodation and starving.
Yeah,
but whatever. Who am I to say if one life is worth more than another? But.
Yeah, that's the trick of it, isn't it? It's like all lives are equal, but I mean, what situation is more dire? Definitely a war, but what about people starving? Even in a first world, what's considered to be a first world country?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's no answer to it.
There's no answer. Yeah.
There's no answer. But shall we move on to more fun?
Yes.
Topics.
Let's move on to something a little more fucking cheerful, shall we? I'm fed up of being sad.
I know. There's been such a slog of negative news.
Yes. So should we go games or should we go films? Ooh, exciting.
Shall we do games first?
Oh, go on then. So there's a few we can talk about.
Yeah, I've obviously been so kind of focused on the news. Like my game section was like, even though I've played a lot of games, kind of suffering. But obviously we both finished Returnal. I can't remember if we talked about it last time. I've got it written down last time, but I don't know if we actually finished it by the time we.
I think. Well.
Sorry, I thought your mic was muted a bit.
Yeah. No, there we go. I think it was. I think we mentioned it briefly. I don't think we really talked about it. But yeah, we both finished the game and platinumed it.
Yeah. It was good platinum.
It was. It was a very fun game, and I do still occasionally pop in and say hello to it. But,
I have deleted it on my drive, but I just kind of think about it every so often. Like,
it's just
the gameplay was so good, I just want to play it again. I want to play the Tower of Syphilis again.
I think the only part about it that was a little annoying was trying to find all this fucking ciphers.
Yeah, the RNG grind at the end. It's like if you know, you know. If you've got platinum, you know about this grind.
Yeah, some people get very lucky, some not so much.
Yeah, so it's like not difficult, it's just a bit annoying, but
yeah, fun.
I mean, what platinum is given to you on a plate?
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from some.
But yeah, no, it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm looking forward to whatever else they bring to the table. Housemarque definitely impressed with that one. So
I would say it's probably the only Souls-like game I've probably finished.
Yeah.
As far as I can think of, I've done some other like recent like kind of similar ones, but not to that extent. But yeah, maybe it'll spark a bit of an interest in more of those. Give some of the old Dark Souls a go.
maybe. Yeah.
Although just the grim atmosphere of those puts me off. I like colour.
I like it when it's colourful.
I like it colourful, not grey. Beige.
Beige and evil.
But yeah, what have you been playing, good sir?
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I've not played a lot, to be fair. Cyberpunk had its new update, the 1.6 patch.
Oh yeah, has it made any difference?
I mean, there's improvements and kind of stuff that's been added. You can now like wear any clothing and still have the same stats instead of it being linked. Like little.
Wow.
I know, and like little quality of life improvements. Basically, that's about it.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
added like a mission or two, I think, but nothing like significant. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. It's still fine. Like it's better than it was at release, but I don't think they're ever gonna sort of win back what they lost.
They're kind of bringing out a DLC now, aren't they? They're working on a DLC.
Yes. I'm trying to think when that's.
Apparently,
Yeah, I don't know when that's coming out, but they have got a DLC coming out. They obviously cancelled the multiplayer, so yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting to see what happens with it. To be fair.
I know. I'm surprised they managed to. This might be their return form. Come on, Gorgies.
Dogos.
I mean, might be a chance to kind of bring it back as like oh yeah, we're amazing now. All is forgiven.
I mean, it's definitely better than it was, but it's not the experience I think a lot of people were hoping for. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna play it, just play it with
Be
headsets.
careful.
And,
Be careful.
Yeah, just don't expect a lot. But yeah.
They got Keanu Reeves back to play the guy as well, so obviously he
Yeah.
must not be that bothered.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I love Keanu Reeves. I think he can pretty much play any kind of character and get away with it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I played the DLC, like the Goofy DLC from Final Fantasy 7 remake, which is quite good. I quite enjoyed it. It's very short though. I wasn't expecting it to just be like 2 chapters, but it is, and it was decent. I enjoyed it. It's the only Final Fantasy game I've properly played and kind of enjoyed, so I'd recommend it to anyone who hasn't played them before.
Yeah.
It's more kind of interesting kind of combat and stuff on it. It's not fully Eastern style of turn-based strategy kind of thing. It's like more dynamic is all I will say about it. But yeah, very much enjoyable, and I would recommend it if you have PS Plus Extra. So,
Yes, the extra tier.
Yes.
I will have to try this
Yeah.
out.
yes, I recommend it.
Ooh, I should absolutely look into this.
Obviously, we've been playing a bit of Uno as well.
Yeah.
For some reason, we only just discovered this. Like,
It's-
I've always enjoyed playing the actual card game
Yeah.
with friends, but now we can just do it over the internet.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
definitely good. It's definitely been interesting.
I know. It's just like kind of a chill out kind of thing. But yeah, it just sucks when you get the +4 cards, and yeah, we all kind of secretly hating on each other after. But no, it's all good in the hood.
That match last night just didn't end. It didn't end.
Oh yeah, sometimes you get like a 50-minute match, and all the new rules that they introduce, like
Yeah.
I'm like, well, they probably haven't introduced them. They've probably always been there, but I've never heard of them. Like you can just jump in and do whatever, and the 0s and the 7s change around the deck. It's like, oh, it can last around. It can last forever.
It can last forever.
But yeah, it's all part of the fun.
It is. It is indeed.
They recently brought out a PS5 version of What Remains of Edith Finch, which I remember playing it back on the PS4 and being quite interested in the story. It's a very kind of I don't know how to describe it, but very
Walking simulator.
nice walking simulatory. I can't remember the word. Completive. Whatever.
A word. It's a word.
Complatant. I don't even know. It's one of them words. Yeah. Complaint. I don't know. I'm not even going to say it. But yeah. Something like that. It rhymes with that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very kind of interesting game. You learn all about family members, and I gave it another go on PS5. It's very good, very smooth, quick loading, and obviously all what you would expect from a PS5 version. But it was nice to go back and kind of relive it again. It's a very good kind of one of the walking simulators. Not always into them too much, but yeah, it's nice. All the different stories and all the variations of gameplay in it. Like, oh. You get to play as a shark. It's always good.
Shack.
A shark with his pearly whites.
Really white.
But yeah, I give that a go. It's like a free upgrade for anyone who already has it. So
Can't remember
if you're interested, grab it.
Yes.
It's good that they kind of release these upgrades for indie games that are only very short. It's only like 2.5 hours long, but yeah.
Fair play. I shall have to check that out.
Yes. Anything else you've been playing? That's
Well, I played what apparently has been shit on by everyone, the new Saints Row game.
okay.
Which,
Have you actually completed it?
Nope. I played...
Ah.
How much have I played? About 4 hours of it. It's, well...
Not in a great state.
It's not great now. It's definitely difficult to enjoy. Like, I'm not one for graphics and stuff. I don't care about it, but like, it looks like ass. It runs like ass. The dialogue. Oh, whoever wrote the script for that game needs to be shot. It's not good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them rebooting it and everything like that. Like I've said it before. Like I'm perfectly fine with reboots and stuff because I think sometimes you do need a bit of like a fresh take on it. And there would have been a way to make these characters kind of likable and enjoyable to play as, but yeah, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
It didn't work. So
I've seen a few clips and a bit of gameplay and stuff. It does look very kind of basic and very cringeworthy dialogue and stuff like that.
it's just I don't know. It feels very empty as well. Like I thought Horizon Forbidden West was bad with the repetitiveness, but at least it had something to fucking do.
Yeah.
Oh, and the difficulties in the game don't work. There are certain things you
Right.
can't like. I started playing on medium difficulty, like the sort of default one, and it's literally labelled as default. And there are certain missions you can't do because it's impossible. You just die too quick.
Well, fair
That's
enough. They haven't
default. It's like,
really thought it through then.
what the fuck have you done? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very dodgy, and I don't get it, and I can't understand how they thought it was a good idea to release it.
Yeah, they obviously tried to kind of go in a different direction and kind of reboot back to the boots on the ground kind of original.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it doesn't fly
Yeah.
in the current, gaming market.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's not landed well, to say the
It's
least.
just lacking that fun.
Yeah, it's
But
lacking.
I haven't
Saints.
played it.
It's lacking the Saints from Saints Row,
Yeah,
The
not
kind
just some
of-
guys who just like, I know, we'll become the Saints.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. It's not great, unfortunately, and I'll be honest, I don't think I'll ever finish it, which is quite sad because I love Saints Row. I love the Saints Row franchise and the games, but this one is just. I'd rather play Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
quite the statement.
at least it was playable and had some sort of enjoyment to it.
Yeah.
This is kind of just dead.
Dead in the water.
Yeah.
Maybe they can bring it back with some kind of DLCs or whatever, but
I think it's sad that games have got to that point, though, right? Like, oh, if something's released now, then maybe in a year or two's time it'll be better. It's like that shouldn't be the case,
Yeah.
though, should it?
yeah.
Like, what happened in gaming that just made companies get so greedy and just so lazy as well? It's like the quality has gone down, but the price has gone up as well, which is weird.
Yeah.
More money for less work. I don't know. That doesn't sit right with me, Chief.
Yeah. It's like obviously games used to come out and there was no patches or anything like that. It just like you either used to be shit and you buy it anyway and still be happy with it,
Yeah.
or it would be good.
Yeah. And you'd be well happy with it.
Yeah. So there are certain cases where like it can be a decent thing with No Man's
Yeah.
Sky and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, No Man's
Big
Sky
comeback.
proper just went in, didn't they? And they didn't charge for any of the updates. They didn't charge like a huge amount of money or anything. Yeah, I think they've got
Yeah.
microtransactions and stuff now, but it's not like, as far as I'm aware, I've never even seen stuff like that in the game. So if it is there, it's not like they're fucking pushing it hard.
Yeah, it doesn't go above and beyond any other game of that style.
Yeah.
What you would expect.
Yeah.
It's not forcing it on you.
But a game that I have been playing recently, which is an indie game, which is cheap and it's very good, is Cult of the Lamb.
Oh
Very
yes,
good.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like a cross between Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley and sort of Binding of Isaac. So you've got like the roguelike aspect of fighting, but you have to build like a little community or a cult. Yeah, it's adorable in its own way. It's very silly, but it's fun. So if you're gonna get something, get that. It's very much worth it. I'd like to see if
I'd be glad if they did. It's like, it seems like an interesting one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a good one to check out and play and enjoy.
Yes. Any more gaming news?
Oh, that's I think about it.
Yes, fair enough.
It's been a pretty dry spell. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, it has a little bit. We've been preoccupied with other things.
Yeah. Oh, we did play a little bit of Dead by Daylight last night. So that. It was nice to kind of return.
Can't complain about that. I do. It's one of those ones where I kind of stop playing for a bit and come back and then enjoy it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'd like to play a little bit more if that's some point.
Yeah. So nice to play a game as well, because I've also been watching a lot of Lucifer. And it's been eating into our gaming time, so nice to play games.
Yes. Occasionally to join in the game.
Yes. On our gaming consoles.
Yes. But
who would have thought it?
Shall we move on to?
We segue onto the film and TV section.
Yes, let's do it. Oh, I've got some ones to talk about. It's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Glad you had.
No, so the first one is How I Met Your Mother. Oh God, I've been watching through it, and it's so funny. So funny.
Yeah.
It's so good. If you haven't watched it, if anyone out there hasn't watched it, you are doing a disservice to yourself. Go and watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched a couple of episodes here and there. It's never actually gripped me, but I've never sat down and watched it from the start.
Yeah, I'm not one to sort of sit down and watch sort of sitcoms like that. But I don't know. I think we sat down and watched like a few episodes, and then I just got hooked. It was like, that's it. I'm hooked. I need to see more.
Yeah.
And Neil Patrick Harris is just, he's fantastic anyway. So.
Yeah, he was one of the highlights out of it, from what I remember.
Yeah. The ladies' man that in real life is gay. Says a lot. Yeah, no, it's very good. Very good show. Enjoyed it a lot.
I suppose we mentioned Lucifer before, so we might as well mention it. Yeah, I've been watching through Lucifer. In case no one knows.
It's getting there.
We're like halfway through season 2 now, so we're getting through it, plodding through it in quite a short space of time.
Yeah.
I can't really comment too much on it because it's what you would expect so far. Really, it's very, very good. We're all enjoying it.
Yeah.
But we like to kind of finish things before we fully make a comment on it.
I mean, you've had a few things spoiled for you here and there, but
you're telling me. But
yeah,
hopefully there'll still be some surprises along the way.
Yeah, let's hope.
I have predicted quite a few things that have happened in it, like literally before it happens.
You're just too fucking good at doing that, man.
I swear I haven't like watched or like seen anything else have it spoiled intentionally.
Yeah.
But I could just see where the narrative goes sometimes.
It's the same with Lie to Me. You'll be sitting there watching it, and you'll just fucking guess it straight away, and I'm like, "What? How was he done that? Are you looking this up?"
Guess that's my inner filmmaking student, kind of looking at stories and stuff coming out. Yes, it all has to end this way.
Yeah, I mean,
or just watching way too much TV.
We've watched too many shows.
Yeah. I know the pattern now.
It's been good. Oh. Excuse me.
Definitely.
Fatigue. I finally got around to watching Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
I've been vocal on my kind of dislike of this.
I can see what you mean. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. I don't know. It felt like Christian Bale was kind of wasted. And they kind of made Thor into a joke. Like, after Ragnarok, Taika Waititi made, like, Thor, like, such a badass in Ragnarok. And he still had the comedy, but in this one he's kind of just a joke.
Yeah.
Like, he's not serious at all.
I don't mind comedy in, like, some of the, like, a little bit of comedy in some of the Marvel films, because it's just, like, makes the superheroes likable. But I think they kind of didn't get the balance right on this, and kind of just added too much comedy and made it a bit forced.
I think Taika Waititi kind of, I don't know. I like him as a director, and I certainly like him as an actor, but I think he kind of just pushed himself a little too much into this. Like it felt like his, especially with what's it called, Korg? Is it Korg?
Yeah.
Korg? I hope so. Yeah. There's like a scene where you think something bad's happened to Korg, and then like literally 2 seconds later, it's fine. And it's like that could have actually been like an emotional part you could have had, like an impactful part. And then like introducing Zeus and all these other gods, and just how they handled it just felt like a bit of a joke.
Yeah, Zeus was a joke. Everyone else is a joke.
Yeah, and it was like, well, he's Thor and he has muscles, and oh look, here's his bum, and I don't know.
And look, Jane is Thor now.
Yeah,
with not much explanation.
I think that was wasted, personally. I get why they kind of had it the way they had it, and but it felt rushed. Like within the first 15 minutes, she has the hammer.
Yeah.
There's no build up. There's no explanation. There's no her trying to figure out how to get to it, how to link with it. Just all happens just because film.
Yeah.
Because movie.
It kind of starts to go into like the reasons behind it, but then it just kind of glosses over it. And I was like starting to get interested. Then it's just like, oh yeah, she Thor now. No. It's like, oh, well, I need to learn more. And I believe there is like deleted scenes and stuff which would probably help with that. But yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I think just the overall general quality of Marvel productions, while it's still very good, it's just kind of not felt special since Endgame. In my opinion, just all the TV series and all the movies just haven't really had that kind of special superhero approach that the old ones had. But maybe it's just me, stuck in the past.
No, I think it's true. I think Marvel's I think Phase 4 has kind of lost its way. Is it Phase 4? Yeah, Phase 4. Like I haven't watched She-Hulk. I haven't watched Miss Marvel and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It feels like they've kind of just gone for quantity over quality. Get as much out. I mean, if you look at like the other phases and how few films are in each phase, and then you look at this phase and the sheer number of shit that they've just kind of thrown out, it just feels pointless.
Like a lot of people are sad because they thought like all the Marvel stuff would slow down after Endgame and stuff, but no, it's ramped up massively.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's been a good thing for it, because it just ends up feeling all a bit samey. I mean, I did watch Miss Marvel, and it's a good series. Obviously, cultural aspects aside, with it being very inclusive and stuff, it's a very good story at the base of it as well. But I mean, could I have done without it? Is she still like a Z-list superhero? Yes. But yeah, I mean, just the general quality, it just doesn't feel like it doesn't help that you can watch all these series at home as well on Disney Plus, and you can watch the films at Disney Plus, and it doesn't feel special like you're going out to watch it with your friends.
Yeah,
you're kind of just sitting at home and watching them and just like one episode after another.
Yeah, which
is it's good for convenience, but I don't know, just needs that little bit of special pizzazz.
Yeah, I think it's lost its way. There's very like I used to be excited for every Marvel film that got announced.
Yeah,
I think
it used to be
now,
an event.
Yeah, and now it's like I think I'm kind of excited for Blade. I'm kind of excited for Blade whenever that comes out. Although if it's not R-rated, I don't care. And Daredevil, but if it's not R-rated, I don't care. Like. They need to take a step out of this fucking bubble of, oh, well, we can't have violence, or if we do have violence, it has to be taking the piss out of, or whatever. It's like, no, just have a serious film. Like, guys, come on, Civil War. You had Tony and Cap fighting each other, basically, in their own little teams, and you didn't know who to vote for, because you loved them both. So, I don't know, it felt like they gave a shit back then, and now it's just kind of like, let's just throw everything that we can at it and hope something sticks. Hawkeye's not a bad series, but I can't finish it. It's just fucking...
not very memorable.
It's boring. It's just boring to me. I don't know, and that's why I've seen clips of She-Hulk. I don't need to see any more. Like, it's
I kind of want to give it a go just to see how bad it is, but
it's a fucking mockery of everything they've built in the first 3 phases. That's all this is. Because like
Yeah.
She-Hulk is an awesome character, and I would have loved to have seen like a serious series with her and Hulk together. Like that would have been awesome. But instead, men bad, men stupid.
It's just like a joke again.
Shitty CGI. Oh look, she twerks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just don't really know what to make of all the new series coming out. It's just a bit too much, I think. We need to roll back, cut back. Yeah. Another series I watched was, well, I haven't watched it all. I'm on season 3 of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
I need to still watch that.
It's a good series. Obviously, a bit aimed for kids, but there is some decent stories in there somewhere, especially as you get later on in the show. And you know, it's a hell of a lot better than Jurassic World Dominion story. So I'm enjoying seeing a few bits on the island and stuff that you know you can say, oh, that's interesting. I mean, there's a part which isn't too spoilerific. It's just like where they find on Isla Nublar, they find like a watering hole with all the dinosaurs and stuff, and there's all like this kind of mutual respect amongst the dinosaurs, and they're all safe there. And it's like that's a really interesting prospect, like about the animalistic nature of these dinosaurs rather than the monsters that they portray in the movies. So it's nice to see dinosaurs treated as animals again, even though they are kind of made in a lab. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's nice to see some dino action, even if you're not too interested in the kind of teen drama that comes with it.
Yeah.
With it being a bunch of kids in. But yeah, I would recommend it for Jurassic fans and people who like dinosaurs, like who are just kind of. I'm just getting into my dinosaur phase. I like them.
Dinosaurs. Yeah. No.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Have you got any more
What else have I
thinkies?
watched? I know I've watched something. What was it? What did I watch? I know I watched. I'm trying to think of the film that I watched. I think it was last week. Oh God, I don't know. I can't remember. I've wrote nothing down. This is what happens when I don't write anything down. I don't remember anything.
I'd literally kind of just have a little bit of a brainstorm 10 minutes before we come on and hope for the best. But there is one that we both watched the other week, Naked Gun.
Oh my God, I love that film.
Obviously, you hadn't seen it. I think I'd seen it a while ago, so I wasn't really paying attention to it back then, and probably didn't understand half the jokes in it. But it's so funny when we were watching it.
It is so
We were
good.
both kind of in hysterics at times. Leslie Nielsen is a
Extend your
gem.
left arm. Extend your
Yeah.
middle finger. Very good.
Very good.
It's so
You wouldn't normally drive the wrong way down a one-way street at 60 miles an hour.
But today is an
It's so
exception.
good.
No. It's so silly, but it is very, very good.
I know, yeah. It's just the kind of silly we needed,
Yeah.
just to fully escape.
Tell me about it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, looking forward to watching the sequels. I believe they retain their quality, so that's even though like they're getting on a bit now. It's like 80s, but yeah, still very relevant humor. Just that kind of slapstick silliness that we love so much. So quotable as well. Nice beaver.
That's
Thanks, I just had it stuffed.
Oh. There's so many good jokes in it. I don't know if it would get away with being made today, but you know, it's still
No.
great. I love it.
Seeing as in the first scene, he literally rubs the mark off Gorbachev's head. Like, I knew it. it's ink.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Can't imagine him doing a skit on Putin.
Oh no, I don't see that happening.
Although that would be amazing if it was made.
We'll have to remake it from the ground
Naked
up.
Gun 4, The Return.
Naked Gun 4, the prequel. That's what you
Just
have to do,
CGI Leslie in.
right? Yeah, in every scene. Oh, it'll be so good. But yeah, no, that was an excellent film. I'm looking forward to watching Aeroplane and hopefully more of the Naked Gun films at some point with you. So that'll be good.
Definitely.
But yeah.
Yes, that is it for films and TV what I've got. I know I've watched tons more.
Yeah, I know
But
as well. Like, there's stuff that I've watched and I'm like, I know there's more, but
and we'll be hanging out later and go, for fuck's sake.
We'll be talking about it and being like, why didn't we say this? What happened?
And the word I was thinking of before was contemplative.
Oh, we got there in the end, ladies and gentlemen. We got there in the end.
I was like, been thinking about it this whole time.
I've been thinking about you.
It's why it's so hard to say though. Contemplative.
I don't know. There's loads of words like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Asking a dyslexic.
Yeah. But yeah, should we get on to the last thing, which is interesting things?
Interesting things. Well,
Yeah.
I had a bit of a request from some friends. Shout out Ken and Julie, hello.
Ooh.
They got a bit riled up about this advert for Bird's Eye Green Cuisine chicken.
Oh, you
fake
sent
chicken
me it,
fingers
didn't
or
you?
whatever. Yeah, that's how I sent you it. Just to have a little look
yeah.
at. It's basically just a kid saying, "Oh, we had these Green Cuisine chicken nuggets today. Why don't we have them, Mummy? Is it because you're scared of change and you do not wish to, do this? You're not." It's very patronising tone
Yeah.
that the kid takes with the adult. So, like, what do we think about the advert? Is it just like rubs people up the wrong way? I think.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what I found? I mentioned this earlier with the other advert that I was talking about for Shell, or it might have been Jet. I don't fucking know. But yeah, there's like, I don't know. Adverts are just so stupid today. They don't explain anything that they actually do. They just have some bellend acting like a fucking idiot for 15 seconds, and that's the advert.
Yeah.
It's like, do you think you're clever? Do you think you've done a good job? Because you haven't. It just makes me hate you.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like adverts. Do you know what? I'd be happier to watch an advert if it was just like, here is our product. This is what it does.
Well, the
Goodbye.
Iron Brew adverts from ages ago.
Yeah,
They used to be funny.
Like Old Spice, like, they had a way of being catchy but not annoying. But,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It just feels like a lot of adverts these days are just filled with arseholes.
And they're trying to kind of virtue signal and like put ideals into your mind. Like, obviously, this is obviously trying to push the whole vegan thing.
Yeah.
But Bird's Eye is a company made of like making like fish fingers and chicken nuggets, of what I remember anyway.
Yeah.
So they've kind of focused very much on meat. So I don't know why they're kind of preaching about the vegan things, which is, it's nice to have an alternative. And I've tried the Green Cuisine fingers, and they are quite nice actually. But
there's a way to do it and not be a patronising piece of shit
not be
about
kind
it.
of patronising.
Yeah.
Because like obviously we don't know the context behind that. But maybe that mother works, 3 jobs and 16 hours a day and tries to put food on the table for a little girl, and then the girl comes home and says, "Why don't we have these, Mummy? Is it because you're scared of change?" Oh, you little. You'll have this meat.
You're gonna have this and nothing else. Get on with it, love.
Oh, she should have said, "Yes, we have been having these for the past 10 years," and just not tell her that's actually me.
Do you know
That would
what?
be funny.
What should have happened is, okay, then why didn't you ask for it earlier? That would have been a better advert.
Okay, so you can pay for them yourself, dear.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
think-
It just feels like they're trying to be funny, but in doing so, they're just being annoying.
It's just annoyed so many people. Like, fair enough if the child wants to turn vegetarian. That's a choice that she can make.
Yeah,
Not
that's,
trying to force it on her friend.
It's like it's not. I think the problem is as well is like when anyone criticizes anything, like any kind of advert, it's like, oh, you just don't like that person, or you don't like the message, and it's like, actually half the time I do like the message and I don't give a shit who the person is. It's just, it's stupid.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. Like, Wales had this proper push for a while of like propaganda shit, that it was like, just let's be safe in Wales. Let's get out. Let's go travelling. Let's do things. And it's like, yeah, we've all been doing that anyway, you bastards, because that's all you bastards have been doing. So we've just been doing it as well. Like, it's very patronising. Like,
Yeah.
you are, like, I think your friends are right in that sense. A lot of patronising sort of ideals that are just pushed.
Yeah, it just makes no sense from
Yeah.
any point of view, because like the products can be good, the message can be quite right, but it's just the way they do it these days.
It's,
Absolute
not
sham.
It's absolute shower of shit.
Yes. I don't know what to say without saying more naughty words.
It's an absolute shower of shit, it is, Bryn.
Shout out shite.
But yeah, I don't know. Adverts in general just annoy me now. Like, if they come on, when they come on the TV and whatever, I just sort of switch off. I just go, oh, okay, what can I do for 15 seconds? It's the longest 15 seconds of my life, but, you know, first world problems.
I know, yeah. It's just one of those things we just got to deal with, you know. People starving in the world and they've got to watch 15 seconds of it. It's horrible.
Oh, the pain.
Please.
Stop this madness.
Yes. Do you have anything else interesting to bring up? Although I think it has been an exhausting week.
I think that's... I don't know. I guess just the final kind of things to talk about would be sort of like, hopefully, I would like to do these podcasts again more often, and hopefully that will be the case. I'm pretty... Like, the problem is the rest of this month, like, I think on the 23rd, I'm going over to live with my nan for a week. I know next week I'm going up to my mate's house again for a few days, but there's no sort of cut-off end date, so we're just kind of playing it by ear. So yeah, hopefully it'll be sooner than last time.
Yeah, well, we've been averaging about once a month, so
Yeah,
as long as it can keep that pace.
Hopefully it'll start becoming 2 a month again.
Yes,
I miss doing these more frequently.
No, it does feel good after doing them.
But it has
very much enjoyed them.
It's definitely been a couple of weeks of stress and frustration and health issues, along with other stuff going on in the personal life. So, yeah, I'm sure people are fine and understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what
hopefully you enjoy this content which we have provided.
Yes, and hopefully we'll continue to provide much more frequently.
Yeah.
I want to hit that number 100, man. I want to hit it.
Yeah.
But yeah, how long have we been doing this? Because we started this in the first year of COVID, right?
Yeah, literally just when the pandemic began. So
2021.
at least 2 years. I think.
Jesus, 2 years. I can see it.
Might be 1 3/4 years.
I can see it fucking aged. Like, all my wrinkles are getting worse. I'm looking tired all the time.
Yeah.
Love
Me
aging.
too. When I see photos, I'm like, oh no.
I go back and watch the first original podcast. It's like, I'm sad
My
now.
youth and vitality, where has it gone?
I know. 26 this year. What the fuck? I don't feel it. But
Well, no one feels their age.
Nah.
Just older or younger.
I'm still 10 in my mind.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well,
Well, when you shave, you probably still look 10.
I do, actually, yeah. It's very upsetting. I can't shave this off because I just look like a baby. So, but yeah, it's been a pleasure doing this with you again, sir. And
Absolutely.
hopefully more frequently in the future.
Yeah. We'll just keep going as we can, and at least putting something out there.
Yeah, I think
Which
it's
is
nice to have a
awesome.
project to work on. It gives you like a
Yeah.
little bit of a goal.
Yeah,
But yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed that,
Yeah.
and we will catch you again very soon.
It will be very soon. I promise it'll be quicker than this time. But yeah,
Yes.
thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy it, remember, leave us ideas of stuff to talk about if you want to. If there's any films you want us to watch, stuff like that, so on and so forth. You can always throw it out
subjects.
there.
More suggestions is very much welcome.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.